buckle the fuck up, because you're never gonna see a video like this again.
The backlash against the social media star.
A very popular guy called Logan Paul, after posting a video in the so-called suicide forest in Japan.
Complete and utter insensitive idiot.
How could somebody not realize how fucked up this is?
I'm so disgusted.
All you think is the fucking, how can this benefit me, you fucking prick? I care about people. It's sad when someone feels like there's no other option, or that's the best possible option, is death.
You said before this fight, you had something planned. You said you wanted to call someone out.
He almost forgot, bro! I hope you're writing that white DJ Khaled a thank you letter, because you owe him one, bro.
Hey, I would love to sit here and answer your questions.
Right,
I feel like KSI addressed everything.
All right, JJ.
London, I'm out. I'll see you August 25th.
Why are we not talking about the fight? And then I remembered, this dude fucking hates me.
How am I supposed to forgive Logan for what he did when he can't forgive me for having a problem with what he did? Who's the fucking hypocrite?
It's unfortunate that that's how we have to get information across to each other. That's why I just wanted to call you and let you know where I was coming from and how I feel.
Now in the past when Logan's done something wrong, I've slammed him and done it fucking publicly, and I think it's only fair that when he does something right, I give him the same treatment. And to me, he did something right, yeah. He manned up. As someone who has been affected by suicide, the way he spoke about his regret over that video, it seemed very sincere. I bet none of yous expected this to fucking happen, huh?
How are you?
Looking good?
How are you, dude?
Just Logan Paul on the True Geordie podcast, casual. Like that.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, me too, mate. It's good to have a grown man chat. That's what I want from this. Like,
I'm all about the open dialogues. I think you're a good guy.
Yeah, for sure.
I know you're a good guy.
We had a good chat on the phone after all that shit that happened in the past, and like I watched the interview with Casey. I didn't feel like he sort of handled that as well as he could have done, to be quite honest. Like, he sort of wanted to be like the judge of you almost, sort of thing, whereas I feel like there's a lot of people out there doing that, so I kind of don't want to go down the same road. I just want to talk about how you viewed everything that happened, and just generally this year, like, what has it been like being you this year?
Is that the question?
Nah, yeah. What the fuck has it been like?
Yo. It's been a whirlwind, man, because you have the public persona and the private persona, and both are going through so many changes. Just been a whirlwind of craziness, whether it's learning, growing, maturing, both physically and mentally. So, I mean, it's every year I make a video why 2016 was the best year of my life. Why 2017 was the best year of my life. 2018, I'm not gonna be able to say that, but I will say 2018 will be the most important year of my life.
It feels a defining year for you.
It's a defining year for me, absolutely.
Looking at your career, like,
absolutely.
I mean, you certainly didn't know who I was this year. You've only just started getting my name right, but I didn't.
Geordie.
I didn't know who you were though either, like, because it just exploded. In the aftermath of, like, when everything started going bad, were there anyone, like, around you who surprised you, who you thought would be there for you and weren't, or who you didn't think would be there for you and actually were there for you?
Very interesting. It's the latter. Didn't lose any friends. Didn't have one person who was close in my life betray me or who wasn't there for me. I was happily overwhelmed with how many people reached out to me, people who I haven't heard from in years, people who were wishing me, I guess, success in the future, and hope that I do learn from my mistakes instead of just saying that. I have an amazing friend group, and the people who I keep around me they're ride or die.
Did anyone lose their temper with you?
Yeah, but it was in it was more of a critique rather than you're a fuck up. You're not going to do anything. Your career is over. It's like okay, you fucked up. How can we fix you? Because we believe in you, Logan. How can we make you better? And it was, I mean, even just now, just talking about it, it's like a little emotional because I do have a lot of friends. I do have a lot of people that are close to me that care about me, and it's nice to be reminded that, though through an unfortunate circumstance, it is nice to be reminded.
Yeah, because we always say in your lowest moments when you find out who your true friends are.
Found out
and I did think that when I was like, even when I was angry at you at the time, I was like, man, this guy must have some good friends around him to stay through it. Because I know, you know, if it was me in your situation, I don't know, like, who you would turn to in that situation.
Dude, especially because, like, you know, and I'm sure, you know, being a public figure, who are your real friends, right? Who's going to turn their back when you need help? No one turned their back. Very lucky. Very lucky.
I'm shocked at
all
that.
my friends, I fucking love you guys. I would die for all of you.
But, like, when people come for you, the way they did with you and the countless YouTube videos that were made, not just mine, obviously, but, like, God, just typing in Logan Paul, there was probably 1,000 videos made in a day about you.
Yeah.
Did you watch a lot of them? Or were you like, I know what this is going to be, like, it's best for me to just not do that right now?
I did watch some. I think digesting the opinion of the public is important, because if 1,000 people are saying the same thing, there's truth in what they're saying, and there's got to be a point where I'm like, okay, time to start listening. But there is a point again where the hate and the opinions are a bit overwhelming, so it's time to turn internally rather than externally for looking what people think or have to say.
Did you watch mine around that time, or was that late, or at any point?
I watched yours later. I think when Joe was fighting JJ, and I started finding out who you were, that's when I watched yours. But I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't watch the whole thing, man. It's hard for me because you fuck up, you make a mistake, and you see the repercussions. It's hard for me to watch, right? To see the ripple effect of what I did.
And also just hearing someone call you a fucking cunt for that. I'm like, it's not nice, is it? If you deserve it or you fucked up, nobody wants to just put themselves through that. Like, and if I was you, I probably would have fucking turned it off as well. Do you know what I mean?
It wasn't as much that, because like the insults, the hate, look, I think it's warranted. I especially for someone like you, Geordie, who like I triggered you emotionally. Obviously unintentionally, but like Casey said, the intention doesn't matter. What happened, right? So for me, it was to see you distressed like that because of something I did. Not fun.
Well, yeah, because when I watch all your videos, and I sat and watched a good few hours of them before you came, like, you're trying to make people laugh. Like, that's your brand.
Dude, that's always the goal. It's not even just trying to make people laugh. It's like, yo, keep your eyes on me for the next 15 minutes, and like, I will make your day better 100%. I will make you feel better about yourself. I will make you happier. If you had a stress today, if you cried, I'm here to alleviate that. And so when you do the exact opposite of that, I don't know if the pain gets much worse, especially when you see someone like you, who I know is a good guy, who I know is genuine and authentic, struck to the core.
Did you watch me cry at any point?
I did.
Did you see that?
I did. And
no, I was just wondering what it was like. Yeah.
Bro, you're a strong, grown-ass man who was affected by something so near and dear to your heart, and for me to have tugged on those heartstrings, it kills me.
Your brand is humour. That's crystal clear. You're running around fucking supermarkets on checkout tills doing swimming lessons. You're crazy. You're a funny dude.
Yeah.
I kind of thought when I was watching all those old videos, especially, like, how did this guy go from that to wandering into that forest, knowing what that's for? Like, I don't know, like, what was going through the mind at that point?
So I'm sure you know we're shooting a documentary about this entire year and everything that's happened, and that actually addresses a lot of that, because I also beg the question, what the fuck happened? Where you go from like jovial, kind of lighthearted, maybe a little pessimistic pranks to causing the globe to uproar. It's hard for me to answer because as I sit here 7 months later, 8 months later, I don't know everything. I'm still learning right now. I'm still growing. I'm still maturing. So right now I would like to answer your question and pinpoint the target as a kid who got caught up by views, money, fame, clout, by trying to reach the next level, trying to hit the extremes. I took it too far. An extraordinary event happened in my life, and I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, but I do believe it happened for a reason. And that's I
know a lot of people who are watching, like when you say in the wrong place at the wrong time, it's gonna sound as if you're sort of, it happened to me rather than you. I know you made that happen without realizing the repercussions of it. The Suicide Forest is about people wanting to kill themselves, basically. And it feels like death, I don't know if you, what was your experience with death before that time?
My grandma died when I was 7. And
what was that like?
I remember Jake was there. We walked up to her coffin, and it was an open casket. First touch of death. And my dad was standing next to me, and I looked at her. My dad started crying. I didn't want to cry in front of my dad, so I walked away.
What was it like seeing your dad cry? Because our dads are heroes, you know.
It's odd to look at the person who is shaping you and who is your hero, the person you look up to, be emotionally affected like that. And it hurt, obviously. And I wanted to show my dad that I was tough, that I was a tough kid and I could handle myself, even though grandma passed away, that I was gonna be all right. And I guess in the forest, it was sort of a similar reaction where I chose to not react like a regular human being, a decent human being.
Yeah, because I must admit, when I was watching all your videos, I found one video where I think you're at the funeral of a great aunt. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
And I watched that video and I was like, fucking hell, he's like not dealing with death at all. Like you're making jokes.
I'm horrible at it.
Throughout the entire fucking video.
It's so interesting that you bring that up.
And I'm meticulous, mate.
Holy shit.
And I'm watching the video and you just cannot come to grips with what had happened at all.
I'm not good at it, man. My essence is that of comedy and lightness. My girlfriend Chloe hates me for it because you can imagine whenever we get in arguments, it's like, here I am trying to like alleviate the situation with comedy. She's trying to have a real conversation. It's just like the core of who I am. Is it a character flaw? Maybe. I need to learn how to control it more, because like you said, bro, I'm just not good with serious shit in general. But like the fact that I'm able to sit here with you right now and have a conversation like this is like, to me, this is exciting. This shows me, true or not, I like to believe it, that something's changing.
Well, you're 23?
23, yeah.
I mean, you're a young guy, and I was young when I was actually the same age you are when I found dead body the way you did. And it makes you fucking grow up quickly. Now, mine was different. I knew the person. But when I looked at that video, I did feel like Because when you first were like, oh, I deal with death and humour and that, to be honest, I thought you were full of shit. Like, I thought, like, I was so angry at you for what you triggered in me. I was like, nah, fuck him, he's talking shit. But when I seen that prior video that was like 3 years ago or whatever, 2 years ago, I was like, he's doing the exact same thing at his answer, making jokes, throwing kids. You tried that after the dinner thing, after the funeral, in that video, like it was a fucking, like, you were having the best time of your life. You're like, we're having a great time. And to be honest with you, I think part of that is maybe your family's attitude to death is different to other families, and that I think everyone was sort of on your wavelength of trying to celebrate the life rather than yeah, but I don't know, maybe you haven't fully grasped death yet as what it is, because you've never lost someone as close to you to bring you to your knees. And I think you're emotionally, and this is just my honest opinion, and you can say I'm full of shit if you want.
You're not, I know what you're going to say. You
know, emotionally you're just not connected to death the way I am, for example.
You're 100% correct.
What did you think of suicide before the suicide forest? Like, what were your, just so I can understand you better.
This is the most interesting thing, because I've always been a proponent of suicide prevention awareness. Mm-hmm. Always have.
You tell kids positive, you're constantly doing
Since I was 18 on Vine, kids send me emails. Logan, I'm thinking about killing myself. Logan, tomorrow I'm going to take my life. And I respond because it's horrible. And if I can respond to an email and save someone's life, easiest thing in the world. And I've been doing it, and I've always celebrated life and encouraged people that they belong here, that they have a place. My fucking brand, bro, be a maverick. If you're different and you feel different and people are shunning you, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I was that kid. Mm-hmm. I was the skinny kid who was weird and decided to make videos with his brother. No one in the town supported me. Next thing you know, it's Logan and Jake Paul. Mm-hmm. But I've always tried to encourage kids to feel safe being themselves. It's everything I stand for. And what I, again, tried to do in that video was just gone about in the most horrific, insensitive way possible. But I've always been one to tell kids that they belong here.
Mm-hmm. I think when no one person is good or bad, and I think that a lot of people have made the mistake with you, and including myself, saying you're all bad, he's a fucking asshole, and people are continuing to act like I've made more mistakes than you, mate. Believe me, much more. And I'm not perfect by any means, but like percentage-wise in that video, I think that there was a percentage where, looking back at it, because I've really thought about, all right, what was going through this lad's head, yeah. Part of you did want to raise awareness of suicide, and part of you was just sort of awkwardly trying to deal with the fact that you were looking at a dead body. And I think where you lost me was where you said at the start of the video something like buckle the fuck up. Because to me, buckle the fuck up is something you say before you go on a roller coaster ride that's like fun and entertaining. And I think your state of mind there was so the entertainer that
I try to be an entertainer.
You kind of tried to make a show out of this video, and it felt that way to me. Do you know what I mean? Because to me, suicide is like, when I'm watching your video, and that was like 6 o'clock in the morning when I first watched it, I didn't want to get out of bed and make that video, but I remember like watching the video and seeing you like you're laughing, and I understand now that is your way, to be fair to you, like, but it was the showmanship of parts of it that really got to me. Because to me, like, suicide, when you find someone dead, mate, like, you panic and you're running for the phone and you're like really upset and you're trying to save someone's life at that point and do anything you can. And it triggered a lot of like memories for me where that wasn't the show, you know, and a lot of people in that 18 million or whatever it was that you've got who really love you, they would have lost, like, you know, like all the kids who look up to you. I thought afterwards, like, there's not a doubt in my mind that there's a little kid out there who like watches you, who's lost a parent like that, who might have found their parent like that, who would have like had the like nightmares and stuff like that after that. And I feel like you just made a big mistake, basically. But
yeah, I mean, brother, I know, and I can sit here and apologize.
I know, man. I just wanted to tell you what suicide is. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, in the aftermath, you've tried to rebuild your image and prove to people, you know, you're not 100% bad. You're like, there's more to you than that. How is that going? Like, what are you trying to do in order to make that happen?
I mean, I think to answer your question, it starts with what I'm changing in my personal life, stuff that's not on camera.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as showing people I've changed, I'm not worried about that so much as changing.
Actually changing, yeah.
Could give a fuck about showing people I've changed until I've actually done it.
Mm-hmm. But that starts with like baby steps, I guess, does it?
Baby steps, bro. We're 8 months out.
Mm-hmm.
You think that change has happened yet? All the way? Absolutely not. That's why, like, even like hopping into podcasts like this and talking about it, I sort of think is premature, but then again, not really, because how else can I learn? I love sitting here and hearing you.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as showing the world that I've changed.
What about your girlfriend? She seems to have a massive positive impact on you.
Chloe fucking Bennett. My gem, my doll. Ooh. She's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
She's my rock.
What is it about her that, you know, because let's be honest, like, this fucking YouTube game, there's women around, stuff like that. Like, why was it that you were like, this is the girl, like, this is the one?
Bro, if I vowed to never have a girlfriend. I'm like, anything I do, I'm gonna go 112% in that direction. I'm gonna fucking conquer it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that with YouTube as well, hence the growth, the records, the new house, the new car.
You're an extremist.
So I was like, I am gonna be hyper-focused on this. Meet Chloe Bennett on the set of a movie. And something about this girl, we connected on such a deep level. And the relationship started to blossom. And I realized that this...
What is it about her though? That, like, you know, when you're together and you talk and stuff, like, what do you get from the chats? Like, do you feel different? Like, why do you feel so different about her?
She is so wise, so smart, and one of her most important characteristics that I, as I'm sure you will agree with, and need more of in my life is empathy. She is so empathetic and so caring. that she is willing to put her entire career on the line. She's an actress. She's a real actress, a real Hollywood actress. She's not out here doing this like YouTube shit. She has like a real career where she relies on the industry to employ her. She's willing to put that all on the line because she believes in me and sees something in me that although other people might, she can see it, and she is willing to help pry that out of me, have thousands of hours of conversation by now.
How's she dealing with the whole Logan Paul thing? Because let's be honest, like, it must be difficult to be your girlfriend. So I mean,
yo,
you know, after everything that's happened in the last couple of months,
you're 100% correct. And can you imagine being in her industry, in the Hollywood business, dude? Hollywood right now, I'm incredibly shunned for good reason. Being a part of that world, you can imagine was more so than it is currently very hard for her because she goes to work and I'm on Twitter every day for a month. The headline on Twitter and it's her. What do they describe the controversial YouTube star boyfriend who's out doing something that makes a headline? So. For her,
does that not help in some respects? Because I guess promo or whatever, no bad publicity sort of thing.
For her, let me tell you something. There is 100% such thing as bad news. Bro, that saying is fucking bullshit.
Oh fuck.
I
think you're the exception to that rule.
I would love to be in the news for good things. Why would I want to be the bad guy? There was a time this year where I was like, I'm gonna be the bad guy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, fuck, bro, it's not me. Yeah. Like, bro, even when not to change the subject, not doing this.
No, we do whatever you want.
Even when I confronted KSI in the Mayweather gym the first time, like, hey, fight me. I walked in and I realized I'm like, fuck, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at like, yo, fight me. Like, I just don't care. I'm more like the laid back is like, you want to fight? Okay, your mistake, and then it gets done. I'm not good at being the bad guy. So, digressing or regressing, Chloe putting her neck out for me and is willing to sacrifice everything that she's built in her brand to make me who I am is one of the many reasons I love that girl. She is so special to me.
So you mentioned the fight. Let's go back in time. Is there anyone you want to call out?
It was you, bro.
The white DJ Khaled, you cunt. You look at him now.
The white DJ Khaled.
Me, I laugh so hard.
You know what's so funny, bro? You know what's so funny?
Everyone texted me that straight away.
every time I came up with an insult for you, like, bro, I know who you are. True Geordie, bro. But I can't, like, even in the one video, I kept calling you the moderator just because I didn't want to say your name.
I knew it. But then I got a nice podcast title after that, so that was sick.
I know. Well, I was like, yo, I'm mad. I'm not gonna give him the credit.
PewDiePie been calling me the ref as
the
well.
Ref. That's bro. I don't even know what's going on there, but yeah, it was you, bro. You're why I'm here. Holy shit.
Literally, I laughed with JJ like yesterday because we were sat there. I was about to interview him. I was like, last time we were in this room, you told me, don't let me forget to call out Logan Paul, man. And I was like,
oh my god,
fucking here we are.
That's amazing.
So you're sat. I'm assuming. Did you watch the fight live?
No, I did not.
Oh, really? Right. So what was it like when? How did you find out that he'd called you out?
It's funny. I saw it. KSI is relatively unknown, or was in America. Like he's pretty big, but like until that fight, man, I'm not gonna lie, we thought he was like pretty fucking irrelevant. Like, he made like one video a month. He made like a shitty music video here and there. He was like kind of acting. So when he called me out, I thought he was joking. I thought he was genuinely joking because, like, dude, my whole life, like, without pounding my chest too hard, like, I'm a fucking animal, bro. Like, I'm an athlete. I work incredibly hard. If I put my mind to something, 100% fact, it gets done. That's just how I am.
I think everyone knows that about your work ethic. I've never heard anyone dispute that about you. Yeah.
Bro, that's how I was raised. I got a goal, gets done. So when he called me out, I was like, holy sh! I might even have I made a Snapchat. I didn't post it, but I thought it was joking. I thought he was joking. Turns out he's serious, and now we're here. 8 months later.
Going back to that wrestling and all of that wrestling background, like being an MMA fan, I know that wrestling's the best fucking base you can have for like general fighting.
Yeah.
Has that actually helped you in any way for this or not? Because weren't you a state champion?
I placed 5th in Ohio.
Right.
D1. Yeah, it has helped me. I mean, besides the work ethic of sports and what it takes to be like a state level athlete, I think JJ's gonna know very quickly if he locks up with me or tries to like
clinch
anything where his body is this close to me. Like, you fucked, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, in general, you fucked, mate. But that specifically, like, bro, we'll be sparring, and guys will get right here, and then they'll just get tossed across the ring.
How much do you weigh right now, if you don't mind me asking?
No, I don't mind. Probably 200.
Right,
200 pounds. How much does he weigh?
How much I weigh?
How much does he weigh? Not you. Is this the kilos, pounds?
Yeah, I'm trying to work out now. I think he's coming in heavier than last time.
I can tell.
Yeah, I think he was about 84 kilos last time, something like that. I don't know. But basically, I think you're going to have a good 10 to 15 pounds on him in that ring, at least. Coming into the training for boxing, your guy who you've had training you, was that an instant connection?
Milton Supreme!
Yeah?
Milton Supreme! Nah, it took us a while to find Coach Milton.
Really?
Yeah. I could give you his credentials.
Yeah, give me a few things.
Okay.
I'm going to be commentating, so it's going to help.
Coached 40 to 60 Golden Gloves champions.
Right, okay.
He took Shannon Briggs to 2 world titles. Been in the boxing game longer than I've been alive, maybe by double. And he's known to, quote unquote, make fighters in 3 months. And
that's coming in handy.
Well, let me tell you, it's really fucking true.
How have you found training so far, like the camp?
So I'm obsessed with it. Especially that I get to do it with Jake. If there's one thing that this fight has definitely brought out of me, it's I've bonded with Jake.
Yeah, because you guys, I mean, I'm sort of going back and learning the history of you guys, but it does seem like at times you're closer than other times throughout your career. And is this like as good as it's ever been right now?
It's been amazing. Because you know why? Because it's not internet shit. Yo, vlog. I love my brother. It's like real life.
We're going to war together.
We're going to war together, bro. We're running up hills together. We're looking at each other side by side. It's not. Go subscribe to my brother's channel. Yeah. It's like some real life shit, and like that's what this whole year has been about. Is just like that deeper, real level of like connection.
Yeah, because it gets so fake and bullshitty in YouTube sometimes of like,
bro,
everything about attention, and when you're in a gym sweating your balls off together, like there's not really a lot of glamour in that, is there?
You know what? No, there's none. And this is another thing. I told Jake this the other day. I never. I was gonna say rarely. I've never found someone who works as hard as me ever. And when we're sprinting on the track or hitting the heavy bag, and I looked to my right, and this fucking kid is keeping up with me. I'm like, damn, I found a kid who like does it just as hard as me, and it makes sense. He's my brother. We came from the same spot. So yeah, it's nice, man. It's nice.
The press conferences,
shit show.
Both times. From me looking at it, you lost your temper both times, I felt.
It's so interesting you say that, because the first time, 100%, you ask anyone in the United States, you ask anyone who's rooting for Logan Paul, he lost his temper. Why I think people think I lost it was because it looked like I pushed him when I was just trying to take off his bandana, I swear to God.
So for me, the way I seen it was like, because you could not help but put your hands on him because he was really pissing you off with that fucking wig. I felt like the minute you put your hands on him, that's it. Do you know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is more so, I don't give a fuck about what questions are answered. For me, it's a window into how you react under pressure, these press conferences. And I felt like looking at it like, I mean, a temper's not always a bad thing in a fight. It gives you the fucking drive to kill, but at the same time...
Yo, real talk. If you think that's losing my temper, holy shit.
Is that true, is it? His trainer is currently looking at me like...
Brother,
yeah.
If you think that's losing my temper...
All right, so you've got a lot of fire in your belly then, yeah?
Bro.
We're going to find out, but I'm liking the look of your eyes right now. Yeah. The thing is though, that's not always a good thing though, because you want to stay calculated in there. And if you're fighting on anger, which you've got quite a bit of, that might not help you.
I'm not angry.
But if you've got a temper, like you're saying...
I got no temper.
You fucking bad shot. Are you capable of holding that together?
Have you ever seen me mad? Either of you? Jay, you probably have.
I get what they're.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear what he's saying, but like,
I think the difference is you are like Logan in his mind is like I'm an animal and like this is like me being a fucking lion and roaring versus like I'm pissed off and so I'm gonna just like swing wildly.
Yeah,
and get tired. It's too completely.
So the coach is confident he can keep his temper in
there's
not a temper though.
There's no. I hope I don't snap. Yeah. It's like you'll never know. It'll never be like, Logan's angry now.
Right, it'll never be clear. When I'm commentating, I'll not know what emotions are going on.
You'll have no idea. Yeah. No, I will not lose my temper. I don't fight on emotions.
Mm-hmm. How have you picked up the boxing game then? How's it feeling? Like
quick,
learning?
Fast, strong. Yeah. I like, you know why I like boxing is because not only do you get in shape, but it's a real life skill.
Mm-hmm,
like, I can defend myself. I could do that before, but like now it's like
you've got the puck.
Good luck, man. Yeah. You want to jump me? Hey, hope the God is with you.
You had any really hard days in the gym where you've walked away thinking, fuck, I got my ass kicked there, or...
Yep. Yeah. You have to. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm assuming so. I just wanted to check.
Bro, if I hadn't have gotten my ass handed to me, I would not be ready for this
What
fight.
were those early days like? Describe them.
What did you say?
What were the early days of this training camp like?
Of boxing?
When you're first going in and you're realizing this is fucking hard.
So my coach, Milton Supreme on Instagram, is, we like to call him the Mr. Miyagi of boxing.
All right.
Because a lot of his exercises, and I'm not going to lie, at first I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this doesn't make any sense. I even had a conversation with Jake. I was like, bro, like, I hope this works, dude. Like, I really hope this works. And Jake's like, bro, I know it's going to work. I was like, me too, but like right now I just feel so stupid. And 3.5 months later, we're kicking the shit out of people repeatedly.
What about training partners? What kind of training partners have you had level-wise, would you say?
This is where it gets tough because they're pros. They're boxing pros.
All right, yeah.
So they beat the shit out of us until we beat the shit out of them back. And
has it been a baptism of fire then, yeah?
It's absolutely been a baptism of fire, bro. There's no reason I should sit here this calm 9 days before a fight and confidently just sit in my chair and know what's coming. I can see it all. I visualize everything. JJ is in real life danger.
Because he seems quite confident. I mean, I did an interview with him yesterday and he was as confident as a human being can be, really, before a fight. Do you think that's false?
Yeah, but not false in the sense that universally, factually, historically will deem to be a false confidence. But I think he believes it.
Right.
100%. Why would he go into this fight thinking he can lose?
His logic, just so you know, is very much you're bigger, etc., but you haven't had long enough to catch me up in skill, and that is what's going to win him the fight on the night. He thinks he's going to be too good for you, just in terms of pure boxing skill. Do you feel like you've had enough time to catch him up, based on everything that you've seen?
I know, K-N-O-W, that I've had plenty of time to literally bury him on August 25th.
Do you know this?
To literally bury him.
All right.
I was waiting for you to talk.
All right. I'm going to use that in a soundbite for a promo. It's going to look sick. I'm thinking that TMZ clip I seen.
Yeah.
Are you all right?
My eyes are a little swollen.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We got deep earlier, dude.
Yeah. That TMZ sparring clip we've seen.
Yeah.
Was that legit, or did you release that deliberately?
That was legit.
You didn't release that deliberately to make him think you were at a certain, like, you should, because JJ against Joe, I don't know if you're aware of this, he released some sparring clips early on of him deliberately
I saw that.
Holding himself back, making himself look worse so that they wouldn't know where he was at. Did you do that?
Nah, we kind of, I mean, someone filmed it, and it got out.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't really any like intention behind it other than knocking a kid down. And I mean, that clip is like nothing.
Okay.
The skill demonstrated in that clip is fucking peanuts compared to where we are now. Like, I wish I could box the Logan in that clip. He would be in the hospital.
Have you seen Can't Lose, this documentary JJ made?
I have.
What did you think of it?
Thought it was well shot. Did you guys shoot it?
No.
I thought it was well shot. I thought it was 20 minutes too long. It should have ended at the climax when he won.
What did you think of he put out a tweet saying when Logan sees Can't Lose, he's gonna fear me 10 times more.
I know he's doing a lot of that. I actually screenshotted a tweet he put out today. I think he's really trying to instill the fear in me.
He's convinced you are scared of him.
I'm not sure why. I'm 4 inches taller than him, 10 pounds heavier, 9 times better of an athlete, and I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
Good clip for the promo again. He said when he did the face off with you, and when you were sitting down talking, which for the record I definitely should have hosted. We're sitting there, and he's saying your lip was quivering, you were twitching a lot. I mean, is there any truth in what he's saying in that? Were you twitching a lot? Is that just something you do, or what?
No, I was tapping my knee, but like,
no eye contact. He kept saying things like that.
I don't think nervous tics describe someone's fighting ability. I don't think making eye contact describes someone's fighting ability. Jose Aldo, before he got knocked out by Conor McGregor, wouldn't look his opponents in the eyes during the face-off. Like, is he a pussy? No, he's one of the baddest fighters on planet Earth. So I don't think this YouTube like, oh, he won't stare at me in the eye. Like, okay.
You called him a YouTuber, and that is that how you look at him?
Yeah, JJ's stuck in the YouTube route. That's all he's ever going to be. He's going to be a YouTuber for the rest of his life.
He thinks that your career's, I think he said, once I win, he won't have anywhere to go, and he'll go for the sympathy vote, and then his fans will all rally around him, and that is basically Logan just fucked. That's basically the way he puts it. Is once he beats you, that's your career done.
It's an interesting fantasy. Is this a question?
It's rather, I'm just wondering what you think of when he says things like that, how you...
I think he's delusional.
When you were watching...
I'm happy for him. Like, I told him this in the interview. I'm like, bro, what you're feeling right now, like, soak that up, brother. Like, it feels good. Yeah. It feels good. You know, you're on top, you're king. Like, it's never gonna happen again, ever. So
it's tough for me to analyze because I felt like JJ did quite well in the press conference. In the LA one, particularly because I felt like the crowd were against him, and I thought he handled it okay. But I did feel like when you did the gloves are off sit down, you were speaking quite logically, like you were accepting of what could happen, but like, because you weren't...
I've grown up my whole life
watching
fights. Jose Aldo, Anderson Silva. These are the best athletes on the planet. And they get cocky for a second and they get knocked the fuck out. In some cases in 12 seconds. So I'll sit here and say I'm gonna beat JJ's ass all day, but I am not oblivious to the fact that it is a boxing match and anything can happen. I would be ignorant to the moon and back if I thought that was true.
He thinks you're going to come out like Anthony Joshua. He said you're going to come out and do the basics well, but you're going to be very basic, and everything you're going to do is going to be textbook boxing. You know what I'm saying? Is that your style? Do you?
Couldn't really tell you my style because I don't really have one. I'm really unorthodox. I don't really know what I'm going to do until I do it. So as far as like predictability goes, if I knew, I'd tell you.
If you can't predict what you're going to do,
I have no idea, bro. I have no. Every day I do something new. Coach yells at me sometimes, pass me on the back some other times. It's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult for JJ.
The one thing that a lot of people are saying is come fight night, when you make the walk and there are probably 20,000 people screaming for JJ, it's going to be very difficult. Like, I would imagine you'll be affected by it in some way.
You don't think I've been through more shit this year as a result of my own actions that I'm not able to handle people booing at me?
Ha! Being honest though, it's different getting a load of tweets on your phone than it is going out and actually seeing these people scream at you though, is it?
When people are tweeting at you, you can't do shit about it. You have to accept the fact that people hate you. When 20,000 people are booing me on Saturday, I get to do something about it. That's gonna be fun.
Good answer, that one.
Yeah, that was good.
I like that answer, lad. All right. JJ's making a music video about you or whatever.
I know.
I'm sure you're aware.
It's coming out tomorrow.
And
yeah.
It'll be out by the time this is out.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I hope it's better than mine.
I've seen a bit of it. It mimics a lot of like you, members of your family, people dressed up like them.
Yeah.
Him, coming to get you sort of thing. Is that going to have any effect on you, or how are you going to feel when that? Because you kind of agreed to keep things classy, and it's definitely not staying.
No, it's not. It's not classy. No, and I know that. So made a little response.
All right.
That is probably worse than his. That's gonna come out closer to the fight.
Oh, really?
So.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, man.
But then, is there any chance that? I kind of feel like there's an inevitable rematch here. I can't help it. Because you guys are so... I know you're a very different personality types, but you're so used to being the hero, number one. Nobody's going to take this lying down, I feel like, regardless of what way this goes. Would you give a rematch? If you won, would you give him a rematch?
Yeah, I would. It'd be fun to beat him up twice. Yeah, I don't see why not. It'd be fun to do it in the octagon.
Is that where you would take it? Would you say, if you want me again, you've got to come in the UFC?
Nah, I'll let him box me again. I don't know if he's gonna want to. I hit hard.
He's expecting you to hit hard, to be fair. I asked him that. And he did say, I'm expecting that.
Yeah.
But I won't be there.
It's a lot different when it's happening.
Going back to the press conference, you're on stage, obviously, and I should have stepped in way sooner than I did, and I kind of admitted that to your manager afterwards. I was like, it was just a fucking nightmare of a situation.
Yeah.
When he started going at the parents and the girlfriend, whatever, and your dad comes on, like, what was all that feeling like at the time? Because no one will ever know what it was like to be in your head at that point.
Yeah, Jake will tell you the same thing. Family's dysfunctional as fuck. Jake and I specifically are yin and yang. We're opposites, and yet we're the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then you add our parents into the mix. Who knows what they're gonna do at this point?
Your dad was game, to be fair. Bro. To be fair, like.
He's a character. Greg Paul's a character. So, don't know what he's gonna do when he's gonna do it. Don't know when he's gonna take my mic at my press conference. Interesting choice. Dad.
I felt for you a little bit because I was like, we all have that relationship.
And not even to say some meaningful, good shit. It was like a third grade comeback. Like, what's he doing?
Have you not learned anything from me?
Anything. So it's interesting when I have to go home and be like, here's what you did wrong.
Did you feel like you're parenting him a little bit after that? Like, come on.
That's exactly what's happening, unfortunately. Sorry, Dad. You know I love you, but and we've had a talk. So just gotta put the leash on him when necessary. Unfortunately, but at the end of the day, dude, we're a family, and like we're always gonna love each other. And if there's one group of people who are always gonna have my back, it's my mom, my brother, and my dad.
On the night of the fight, you are getting ready. Your brother's going to be fighting Deji. If he wins, you go out there, you're in a great mood. Fuck it, one half won, let's get the next job done.
Yeah.
But let's just say he lost that fight.
I'm going to stop you right there. Yeah, no, I'm going to stop you right there.
No, but let's just say...
Can't. Literally, I'm pausing that question.
No, your answer's very different to JJ's, but it's just interesting.
Well, Deji's going to lose. Why would JJ stop you there? Deji's in real life danger. Deji's in will suffer real life repercussions for the rest of his life because of what Jake does to him in the ring.
I mean, potential. Vidal, the boxing trainer, said Deji's quite naturally talented. So let's just suspend belief for a minute in what you're saying. If Jake did lose, do you feel like you can go out there and still function and just be like, all right, that was that, I've got to get my job done now? Or would that really, because that would probably fuck me up.
I'm sorry. You said if Jake would lose, and then I kind of just, I blacked
Right,
out.
all right, that's it, that's enough, right? I'll see you on fight night. I'll be the motherfucker by the ring with a good suit on,
I
holding the
recognize you, I feel
microphone.
like, yeah. You had a good suit on last time. You looked good.
That was a good suit.
You clean up nice, bro. I noticed.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah,
I'm glad everyone's realised that.
I'm excited, bro.
Best of luck with you, mate.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it, bro.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys, by the way. I love your fans.